Hi there, my name is Patrick Crown and I'm demonstrating today my software project slash game Operation Waterpark. This strived to be a fully involved, fully customizable, procedurally generated waterpark simulation game similar to the likes of Roller Coaster Tycoon or Planet Coaster. I was working on this project mainly from 2020 to 2022 before I got my current job, upon which I didn't really have much time to work on it anymore. But I would definitely like to demonstrate it today, as I believe it shows off the best I can offer in terms of game development and my creative application of my skills in the fields of software engineering and game development in general. What you can see here is a demo park that I made a while ago, and it shows off a lot of the different features that Operation Waterpark has to offer, including the pools themselves, the slides, and the guests that can populate the environment and all the scenery. So let's just go ahead and get kind of right into this. So as you can see, there's a whole different variety of slides and stuff like that. And we've got guests, thousands of them in fact, that are walking around. They're queuing up for the slides. They're being batched by lifeguards, which is something that I really wanted, because it always bugged me that each slide in a game or each ride would have its own line, when in real life a lot of the time that's not the case. Everything you see here was placed by hand in the game, using tools that I created. I didn't use any off-the-shelf stuff except for what comes with Unity, and pretty much everything you see here was created by me. Anyway, let's actually add something to this as a demonstration over here. We'll build a bit more of a path over so guests can find their way. Let's find a good spot to do that. Why not right here? Yeah, let's just do that over here. So if I place a path node here, you can see it connects on, and it kind of follows along. You can create a few different kinds of paths. Right now these are on the rounded ones, but you can also create sharp ones with nice sharp edges like that. You can increase the width of the paths. You can even change the style of the paths to a different kind. You see that the edges have changed out. We'll go ahead and make the path skinny again. It's very good at handling the variety of cases that show up, and using this system you can create some pretty nice paths. You can also create some pools or rivers, I guess, if you're in the path form. As you can see there, they can have different depths. If I make it deeper there, you see it gets a little further down. Or if I increase the depth to a bit more shallow, you can see it rises up. And all of this interacts with the terrain system, which was probably one of the more technically challenging parts of this whole project, was getting the sunken pool effect to work with the terrain. I'll go ahead and demonstrate that now. It's pretty standard marching cube stuff. I implemented it on the CPU and then the GPU later on, for performance reasons, but I think it creates some really beautiful effects. I've got this nice little tool here that allows you to create and indent the terrain down, just like that. You can see I can create nice overhangs over the pools and stuff like that, which allows for people to make some pretty fun stuff. You can also change the terrain paint, I'm pretty sure, or maybe that feature got broken at some point, but you definitely were able to at one point. Anyway, let's move on to something else. We've got a bunch of different scenery options. These are all scenery items created by me. I'm not really much of an artist, but I definitely can do it if I need to. I've got some world-aligned textures on it, so that you can create some rock formations and stuff like that that look pretty decent, in my opinion, at least for the scope of this game. I've got some other scenery items as well, but that's not really like a super important detail in my opinion. Anyway, let's go on to the fun stuff. Let's build a slide tower, which is kind of like the bread and butter of this game. So you can create these slide platforms up here. Let's make it about 12 meters high. We can build some stairs. There's a slightly different build of this game I had, where you can, or I still do have actually, that you can build automatic staircases, but for this build I decided to go for some manual stairs, since I hadn't really solved that problem at the time. But so I'll just go ahead and build a little bit of that. You don't need to see the whole way down, but it generates its own supports for that, so the user doesn't have to do that themselves. We've got a few different slides here. I'm a big fan of just the standard body slides. Let's go ahead and build one of those. Rotate that around here, place it down. It creates a lifeguard lady to stand as a place for guests to walk up to, and they wait behind them. And if you have multiple slides on a platform, as you can see here, she will average herself out between them, so the guests form one big line between both of them. Just one of the features I wanted for that more realistic park effect. The slide editor is a lot of fun. Change the colours. I created my own little colour selector here. Let's just make it red for now. Well, that's a bit too red, I think. Maybe just a little darker. There we go. The slide editor is very much like what you'd find in a game like Planet Coaster. I created this long before Planet Coaster 2, where they added their own water slides, and they seem to take a lot of the same approaches that I did, which is interesting. The slide supports generate these nice towers procedurally as they are built, and I think they look really nice. I had a lot of fun making this system. You can change if the slide is closed or not. There's two different kinds of closed slide, in fact. There's the kind of the closed, but you can kind of still see through effect, and then there's the closed blackout effect, which I'll build a little bit. Have an example for that. Just like that, so it's pitch dark in there. And then finally, there's some special elements you can add as well. I'll go ahead and build one of them here. It's just the bowl exit right here. There we go, and then we hit finish. And there's our slide. I created a dynamic water system for the slides as well, so the water actually follows real physics, and so did the guests on it, with very minimal glitches. Well, that's the slide there, right. Are we going to make it to the bowl? I think I might need a little more speed. Oh, never mind, we just about made it. Wonderful, just like that. So there's the slide editor. As you can see, there's a few other different kinds of slides I added as well. Once the slides are open, you can see the guests actually riding them, which is a lot of fun. I never actually got the swimming animations in, so right now they just like to walk around on the pools, but maybe perhaps in another timeline. We've got the mat racer slides, so that's where the ones where the guests actually sit on a mat. We've got the trapdoor slides, where the floor just kind of drops below you, and you shoot out. And let's see, we also had some raft slides as well. Yep, we've got the over here we've got the kind of the two-person dinghy slide with the wave wall on it. I'm pretty sure I had a cloverleaf raft slide as well somewhere, but maybe not in this build. Oh yes, right here. You can see I think they're having a hard time getting on there, so I'm just going to go ahead and test it. These deformed correctly to the slides, which I really thought was a fun aspect. It really adds to it. And not to mention, there's a bit of a fun fact to this game as well. If you want, as a demonstration for the physics capability, if you do build a slide that is, let's say, a little unsafe, maybe not OSHA compliant exactly. You know, he goes up and just has a big old dip like that. You can see the water trajectory there is showing that it will be a deadly slide if you were to ride it, because the whole thing is physics based after all. And once this resets, they wouldn't build something like that in real life, but as a part of the game design for this game, I really wanted to focus on the ability for players to do silly things like that, because I firmly believe that if you're creating a creative game, you need to allow for some fun in it. If you're making it too serious, then it becomes more of a tool, which is fun, but it can actually scare away a lot of newer users, as you might be aware. But I don't know, really, when it comes to the scope of this game, I wanted to make sure it was very fun. And I believe I created something that is very fun. If I had more resources, I definitely would have finished it up and published it, but I got the job I did right now, and I had to shelve it for now. But I believe that demonstrates a lot of the capabilities of this project, and my abilities as a software engineer and game designer. I hope you enjoyed this little look at this. I don't really have anything else to say.